artist that I've been assigned to do is John Van Eyck. John Van Eyck was born in circa 1395. In 1425, he was employed under the service of Duke Philip the Good of Burgundy. In 1432, Van Eyck painted Adoration of the Lamb, the altarpiece for the Church of St. Bavon. In 1434, he created another masterpiece called the Arnolfini Wedding. Then he created the version of Councillor Roland, and lastly, the Man in a Turban. Throughout his career, Van Eyck used oil painting in his portraits and panel paintings. He died on July 9, 1441 in Netherlands. He was known for one of the earliest Flemish painters and artists. Van Eyck painted during the Northern Renaissance, a period of great prosperity for Burgundy. Burgundy's location made it ideal as a center for trade and banking. This prosperity increased the wealth of the middle class, extended the support of the arts, and increased the social status of art. Merchants and bankers commissioned a portion of Van Eyck's artwork. The term Renaissance typically refers to a renewed interest in the classical arts and culture of Rome and Greece, as in the Italian Renaissance. However, the Northern Renaissance was characterized more by an interest in the visible physical appearance of the world and the place of humans in the world. This, rather than stylistic considerations or an interest in ancient times, is what justifies speaking of Northern Renaissance. Van Eyck used oil-based paint as the medium for his artwork. This type of paint is manufactured by adding pigment to linseed or walnut oil. Oil-based paint dries slowly, allowing the painter more time to make revisions and to add detail. And it has a luminous quality that allows the artist to capture rich jewel-like colors and subtle changes in textures and surfaces. Van Eyck was not the inventor of the oil-based paint, but he is recognized as being one of the first to perfect its use. Moving along, we're going to take a closer look at John Van Eyck's greatest masterpiece, called the Arnolfini. This will be the stance I want us to take in considering one of the major examples of Northern Renaissance art. The painting is of a man and a woman standing together in front of a bed. The man has traditionally been identified as Italian merchant Giovanni Arnolfini and his wife Giovanna, but this has not been confirmed as of yet. The room is lit by a window at the left. Light glides across the back wall to the bed at right, and the couple is lit by an unseen source. Traditionally, it is believed that the scene is a private wedding ceremony and the painting acts as a marriage certificate, but it has also been suggested that the painting celebrates the steadiness of their married life or the close relationship between the couple. Moving along to the symbols in the painting. So firstly, the chandelier has one lit candle symbolizing marriage and the agreement of marriage. Then the man uses his left hand to support but does not grasp the woman's hand. He holds his right hand up as if he is taking off. The small dog may simply be a pet, but it serves also as a symbol of fertility and its rare breed. The spotless convex mirror on the back wall alludes to purity and the reflection of two other individuals in the room, including the painter. Moving along to Van Eyck's second greatest artwork, called the Adoration of the Lamb. Van Eyck's accurately detailed Adoration of the Lamb is a part of a huge altarpiece painted on both sides. It is the largest and most complex altarpiece produced in the Netherlands in the 15th century. This particular artwork is another major example of Northern Renaissance art. The Van Eyck brothers painted this unique altarpiece in 1432. It is the highlight of the Flemish primitives and a milestone in art history. There is a lot of history behind this particular artwork, but we are not going to get into that. So, a panel shows the sacrificial lamb on the high altar, its scared blood pouring into a chalice. Angels surrounded the altar carrying reminders of the circumcision, and in the foreground gushes the fountain of life. Coming from the four corners of the earth are the worshippers, a diverse collection that includes prophets, virgins, pilgrims, knights, and hermits. It is likely, as with any other great religious works of the time, that Van Eyck would have been advised by someone to grace such art piece, and these figures seem to represent the hierarchy of the church. Set in a beautiful lush landscape, the holy city glows in the horizon, its outline very much that of a Dutch city. The church on the right is probably the Utrecht Cathedral. The very perfection and accuracy of the vast altarpiece explain why this mystic vision has laid such a hold on the affections of those who see it. The Jan's altarpiece involves the viewer in a mood of contemplation, but any more hard analysis becomes a massive intellectual effort. We can move more easily into a smaller painting such as his long slender Anticipation. Van Eyck's third greatest artwork was called The Man in a Turban, which is also known as a self-portrait. First of all, let's take a look at the date. 1433. Until now, the only artists of the 15th century we worked on were Italian, and although the Renaissance had its origin in that country, the movement expanded across all Europe, getting to Belgium, where Van Eyck developed his work. Despite that oil was already used for painting, the level of craftsmanship that Van Eyck reached with it was completely unusual. In the records, Van Eyck is stated as the best Flemish painter of that time, and he is often situated next to the great Italian masters. Even today, the artist is recognized as the father of oil painting. Man in a red turban is probably Van Eyck's self-portrait, although there is no proof of this. However, the man of the work is mistaken because the character is not wearing a turban but a caparoon, an accessory which was very hip at that time. The portrait has a great deal of details which can be seen, especially in the skin of the chin, where the facial hair slightly are shown, and in the wrinkles around the left eye. The caparoon of and intense color red fills the painting with vitality before the austere expression of the man portrayed, which is just characteristic of Van Eyck's work, the lack of expression of this character. In this particular artwork, there is no symbolism used as it is just a picture or a painting of a man. The last artwork that we're going to look at is called the Madonna of Council Roland. The Madonna of Council Roland is an oil painting by the early Netherlands master John Van Eyck, dating from 1435. Van Eyck used a new technique of oil painting to produce an extreme realism. He shows a world in sharp, clear light painted with glowing jewel tone colors. This artwork, Madonna of Council Roland, illustrates the influence of royalty on Van Eyck. In the picture Council Roland, Duchy of Burgundy, this painting is one of his finest because of the angel placing the crown onto the Virgin's head. The baby is on platform on the Virgin's legs, which means it is on the throne of wisdom, while being blessed by Roland. Van Eyck shows in great detail the beautiful architecture, the carvings on the walls, the tile on the floor, and the glass windows. This particular artwork is another example of the moving Renaissance. In conclusion, John Van Eyck, whose fame was international during his own lifetime and has never faded in the centuries since, was one of the most inventive and influential painters of all time, based mainly in Bergs. He served Philip and other prestigious patrons for the rest of his life. The greatest esteem in which he was held by the Duke and others, along with John's extraordinary claim of himself among writings and images, made him an early model of prized court artist, a role that would soon become more familiar in the Renaissance and after. Of the approximately 24 paintings most certainly attributed to him, the earliest dated work is also the greatest and most complex.